Welcome back to more Super Mario Galaxy. Last time we explored the Sea Slide Galaxy, so this time we have one more Prankster Comet at the Gold Leaf Galaxy. This is the Cosmic Luigi Forest Race. So we have to make it to a star along the path to the observation deck. Overall, this particular race feels a little bit strict, especially with Cosmic Luigi in comparison to Cosmic Mario. So let's be careful and make our way over there, hopefully first. Let's try to triple jump this to gain a little bit of extra time. And from here, we have to long jump across. Let's try to long jump most of this, actually, and there's the star. You got a star! Cosmic Luigi Forest Race, Gold Leaf Galaxy. Galaxy complete? You increased your starbit count. Next up, we have a hidden star at the Sea Slide Galaxy. We need to return to the Silver Stars of Sea Slide. So we already saw how to get this star. We need to feed a hungry Luma. So basically, we need to go around this loop, trying to collect as many star bits as we can, and then head over to the cannon area to feed the hungry Luma. So for this, we actually need quite a few star bits, but luckily there are plenty around this area, so it won't be too bad. So we have this little pattern of shells. Again, most of the time when you see like a circular pattern, those are an area where you can actually spin to get star bits. We also have plenty of star bits like in these little patches of grass, and we have a ton of star bits over by the lighthouse. There's even a treasure chest with a bunch of star bits that you can open with a shell. With 40 star bits, we can now head over to feed the hungry Luma. Hey you! Yeah you, got any tasty star bits? If you feed me a bunch of star bits, I'll burst with snacky happiness and then transform. I'm famished. I need 40 star bits to curb the hunger pangs. That's it. I'm stuffed. Here we go. Transform. A new planet was born. We actually don't get a launch star this time, we actually have to use the cannon to make our way over to this new planet. So let's launch ourselves over and see what awaits us. We have another music note challenge on a disappearing planet. Overall, this isn't too bad. My best advice would be to try to carefully plan your route to the best of your ability on the fly, to try to leave a lot of paths to get back to the next section. If not, this planet is actually small enough that's actually pretty easy to traverse if you make a mistake. So you can long jump to various sections as well, so you definitely have ways to like save yourself if things go a little bit awry. That was a little bit too close. I actually caused the platform to disappear before actually getting the note, which was very bad. I'm purposely jumping over here to get those notes so we can actually long jump to this. Again, this is not the optimal route. I definitely messed up a few times, but again, you can save yourself if things get a little bit messed up, thankfully. You got a hidden star. Hurry, he's hungry. See Slide Galaxy. You increased your star bit count. Next up, I want to look for more purple coin stars. Let's carefully drop down over here. That was almost where I wanted to be. Our next stop is the bedroom. And we have a purple comet at the Dusty Dune Galaxy. This is Purple Coins in the Desert. So we have another fairly leisurely purple coin mission, but unlike the previous ones we've seen recently, there is a much greater sense of actual danger, because we have a lot of enemies. Luigi, use the tornadoes to reach the purple coins way up high. Step into the tornado and shake the controller or press Y. So, the worst part about this galaxy's purple coins is how many are above quicksand. I am purposefully holding this Pro Controller in such a way that my hand is not anywhere near ZL unless I actually need to perform a ground pound, because that is actually a thing I sometimes do. When I fidget with a controller, sometimes I'll press like buttons, and that's really not good over quicksand. That has actually happened to me in the past, so yeah, let's try to avoid that. There are purple coins above the swamp, which is a little bit tricky, so let's time this to get on top like so, and collect the coins up here. Falling down is also slightly scary because you can't really see the ground necessarily. We do have some camera control, but it's not a lot as usual in this game. This is risky. I should not be going for that jump for that cycle, but it worked out, so we're fine. So yeah, this is one of those galaxies that, in actuality, I don't have a ton of trouble with it. But for some reason, I feel like it's really scary to go through because you're having to do so much over like, yeah, instant death quicksand. So yeah, just take your time, and it should be fairly easy going. We also have one timed element because we have the switch from before to move the block structure over to the other side. We also have this coin like in the center of this that's a little bit tricky to get because of the gravity in this little like donut-shaped platform. I'm also going to get some of these coins now, so we don't have to worry about like getting them quickly when trying to go for the ones at the very top after hitting the switch. We also have another toad over here. let me give you a tip. There are no purple coins in the sand. That would be miserable if there are purple coins in the sand. Like, you can ground pound to get stuck in the sand. Like, if there are actually coins hidden that way, that would suck, because you'd have to, like, ground pound random spots in this little section. That would be terrible. Other games have better abilities for digging, so I feel like that would be more feasible in, like, even Galaxy 2. But yeah, in this game, that would be terrible. I'm glad there are no coins there. But it's also interesting that they will occasionally give you some advice. The warm wind feels nice. Sleeping right next to a tornado feels like not the most nice experience in the world, but you do you, I guess. Alright, so we're almost to 70 coins, so over 2/3 of the way there. Again, we're also Luigi, so that's something else to keep in mind in terms of being careful. Again, trying to not keep my hand anywhere near ZL until I actually need to press ZL, just to be on the safe side. There's also a couple of coins hidden on this side of the donut instead of on the other side. Also, these tornadoes have the little spike debris floating around them, so you also have to be aware of that, because I've actually had times where I got clipped by one, and the knockback was enough to send me straight into the quicksand. So my advice would be, like, to aim directly. Okay, that was weird. I'm not entirely sure why I took damage there, but yeah, be very careful here. We got all 3 there, so that's good. Now, very carefully trying to collect these. I feel like that should have dealt damage, and yet it didn't. So yeah, I'm very confused about some of these hitboxes at the moment. Trying to get this coin. Good luck, Luigi. This actually isn't too bad. So, as something to keep in mind, I almost ran straight off the edge because of Luigi's momentum. But something to keep in mind is there are a couple coins around this structure. So make sure to actually get these first before you deactivate the, or before you hit this, because it'll be harder to actually reach those coins otherwise. And now we have the fun task of going all the way back. I'm simply going to use the tornado to fly over this one, reducing the amount of risk we have for this particular challenge. We have plenty of time, so I'm not in a huge rush. There also aren't any, like, tornadoes or enemies around this part of the area, so yeah, it's pretty much a straight shot from here, and there are our final 5 coins. You got a star. Purple coins in the desert. Dusty Dune Galaxy. Galaxy complete. You increased your star bit count. Alright, so yet again, we have to make our way back up to the upper level of the observatory. And back into the engine room. We need to wait for both of the Prankster Comets at the Sea Slide Galaxy, so let's head over here. Our next stop is the Toy Time Galaxy. First up is Heavy Metal Mecha-Bowser. Welcome to the Toy Time Galaxy. We Gearmos are in charge of upkeep and maintenance here. Welcome to the Toy Time Galaxy. This is obviously a very cool galaxy. Nice little start with a toy train to head over to our first launch star. Obviously, we don't need to ride the train. We can simply run across the tracks and jump up. We also have a very nice remix of the Mario, classic Mario theme. My friends have been kidnapped. So it looks like the Gearmos are in trouble, so let's help them out. What's behind here? A 1-up? There's a lot of little secrets in this particular galaxy, like there's all this up here, which I actually didn't even know about. Our friends are trapped over there. So we know where we need to go next. For now, we need to figure out how to get over there. So there are these purple floors that actually have their own gravity, which is a little bit disorienting, but it's kind of a neat mechanic to have like little isolated sections of gravity like so. We also have these little bolts. If you see a bolt, give it a spin. So yeah, we can unscrew bolts as usual. We can also head over here. There's actually coins over here, so let's investigate. That was a little too close. Almost fell straight off the galaxy, but we get a life-up mushroom. I don't think it's entirely worth it, but how close we cut that, but we got it. And now we can move on to this area. The actual intended way to get this is a little bit odd compared to how I usually get this, get to the next area. Scrap those fire-breathing turtle things with a healthy ground pound. So yeah, we have these little Mecha Koopas, kind of like from Super Mario World, and we have to defeat them with a ground pound. Let's unscrew this. And we have a little hidden passageway with another screw. That creates a bridge over to this area. I don't use the bridge though. It's actually very easy to get to the next area without using that bridge entirely from this area. So what I normally do is I go over here. This is like an optional thing, but this will give you star bits if we screw that in. And we have to unscrew this little cage. You're supposed to go all the way around using the bridge. You can actually just long jump this. Next up, we have conveyor belts and a coin. And this is where we were supposed to learn about the spring mushroom. Again, I almost feel like this is the worst place to familiarize yourself with this power-up. One thing I actually didn't mention because it wasn't needed, is you can actually perform a ground pound with the spring mushroom. Which is very much needed for this particular mission. There's a bunch of blocks in the center. To tell the truth, I don't think I'm going to go for those. Looks like we actually have to go along the other path, but I want to see what's up here first. Warp pipe. So if I had to guess, we don't want to break these blocks because they're probably all going to turn into star bits. So let's carefully jump up here, destroying as little as possible of this, and make our way up to this coin. Yep, that turned all of them into star bits, so yeah, we have to leave as many as possible. And now we have the fun task of actually getting back to the main path. We have a little laser enemy here. So yeah, trying to actually navigate this with the spring mushroom is not my favorite thing in the world. Again, the spring mushroom I feel like doesn't come up enough to be super annoying, but there are definitely cases where I definitely understand why it's as infamous of a power-up as it is. And this is definitely not, again, necessarily the best first impression, so it's kind of interesting that this is your first stage of actually being introduced to this. Again, the beach bowl was actually kind of nice that we could just take our time without too much danger. Also, you can wall jump a little bit with these, like you bounce off the walls, which is also something to keep in mind. So next up, we need to break into this this container using a ground pound. We also need the spring to get up to this. And we made it to Mecha-Bowser. So we basically have to take this robot apart. I think we're supposed to use this pipe to get over. I think we can actually long jump this, so I want to try it. Okay, maybe not. From here, we now need to unscrew this, like, this section of the robot while dodging the fire bar. This is actually kind of a cool idea for a stage. It's kind of like Mega Leg, actually, like scaling a giant robot and taking it apart, basically. So this is falling. We have to be very careful about that as we make our way over here. So now we're over by the arm, so let's carefully jump up to the arm, which is a little bit easier said than done when you're dealing with gravity. Okay, so we're still good to go. Having a little bit of trouble with some of the gravity, but we're fine. And now we have to go up here to unscrew the arm. From here, we need a spring mushroom to get to the head of the robot, which is easier said than done because we have a Magic Koopa and a fire launcher, so let's be a little bit careful as we make our way over. We can actually see all the gear modes that have been captured over here. We also have one of these little laser shooters, which is not great when trying to actually get here without losing our power-up. And with that, we have saved the Gearmos and gotten the star for our efforts. You got a star! Heavy Metal Mecha-Bowser, Toy Time Galaxy. High score updated. You increased your star bit count. We have a purple comet at the Sea Slide Galaxy, but this one will actually take a bit. So let's start, or let's continue with the Toy Time Galaxy. Next up is Luigi Meets Mario. This time, the launch star is above the tracks. And now we're over on this structure. We have star chips to collect along this little area. Looks like one is really high up in the sky, so we'll have to figure out a way to get over there. But for now, let's head to this area where we have a Hungry Luma, which we will be feeding at a later time. So let's head over to this and screw this down. That creates a path to the one star chip that was really high up. From here, let's see if we can figure out where the remaining ones are. I see one right above the spring, and the last one is in this crystal. Alright, so we reassembled another launch star. Next up, we have a Silver Star Challenge on a giant 8-bit Mario. So each section is its own type of platform. Yellow platforms will spin, green platforms will disappear, and the red sections are just lava. Overall, this isn't too scary, but it's also the same set piece is reused in a different way in one of the most infamous missions in the entire game, so that'll be fun when we get to it. But yeah, for now, this isn't too terrible. There's our 4th star, and our 5th star is right over here. I'd also recommend trying to purposefully leave enough of this area so you can actually make your way back over to the star. You got a star! Luigi meets Mario. Toy Time Galaxy. You increased your star bit count. So we still have a few more stars to get at the Toy Time Galaxy and the Sea Slide Galaxy, along with all or 2 of the galaxies in the bedroom for purple coins. So we'll probably tackle some of that next time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Super Mario Galaxy.